Friday, June 25th, start of a new week, and it's off to a good start. I just finished a 14K, I think, 8.8 miles, something like that, which is a good start to the week. I want to talk this week about something that has been cropping up in my Facebook feed from friends of mine who seem to be opposed to the idea of automated checkout machines, of self-checkout machines, rather than continuing to hire checkers at grocery stores, Wal-Mart, Target, Home Depot, places like that, insisting they don't want to shop there. And I'm gonna state my unpopular, perhaps, opinion that I disagree, and try to stake out my reasons for disagreeing this week. So let's think about that. Do we want to see more self-checkout lines at retail establishments or not? That's what I'm going to be talking about this week. Hello, Saturday the 26th. I just finished a 10K. Gonna go hiking with Mickey on some new trails soon, so it should be a good day. Talking about checkout lines and self-checkout lines in retail establishments. The first question I have for people who insist that we should not have self-checkout lines is, do you insist similarly on going into the bank to do your banking and meeting face-to-face with a teller and avoiding ATM machines? I don't. I much prefer an ATM machine for 90%, 99% of my banking, and a drive-through one if I can find one of those. And similarly, do you look out gas stations that still pump your gas? Because I don't, for sure. Lived in Oregon for a summer, and one of the few things I didn't like about the place was the fact that they still insisted you wait in your car for someone to pump your gas. It just strikes me as when you can do things for yourself in these situations, having someone do the really menial labor part of it is not really a service that I need or want. So I would prefer actual service as to doing things that I can just as well do myself, and frequently do better, faster, and easier myself. That's my first point, that I'm not a fan of, or not opposed to, self-checkout lines. Talk about it some more tomorrow. Hello, Sunday, June 27th, early 10K this morning because it's going to get hot today. I had well over 100, so got that out of the way. First thing wasn't too bad. Okay, second thing I want to raise, second question I want to raise about people who say they don't want to shop at retail places that have self-checkout lines rather than tellers for everyone. Are you working as a teller, and have you ever worked as a teller? Because it doesn't strike me as a job that needs to be preserved because people are clamoring for and hoping to have that as a long-term career, or even a part-time, short-term job. Standing on your feet all day, making really trivial, not even conversation. I mean, yeah, it's nice to talk to people, but how would you like to, 30, 40, 50 times an hour, I don't know what the pass-through for a busy checkout person is, refer to the weather outside, and did you find everything okay? That's not a conversation you want to be having hour after hour. Most places don't even let their tellers sit down. Aldi's, I think, is our only local chain I know that has stools provided or available for their tellers, I think. It just doesn't strike me as a job that is that pleasant, enjoyable, or enriching, or rewarding in any way that it needs to be preserved. Yeah, I know people need jobs, but you didn't argue for to maintain slavery so that people would have full employment. So what do I have for ideas about how to make it better? I'll talk about that tomorrow, maybe. It is Monday, June 28th, and I just ran a 10K where I managed to stop Runkeeper right after I started running and had to then enter it manually, which sucks. But at least it was a standard run. I know the distance. I know about almost exactly how long it took me to run. So still relatively accurate. So looking at how we can use automated tellers, automated checkouts, self-checkout systems in retail establishments to make things better for everyone rather than just eliminating jobs. The thing is, we need to get away from a notion that when there are cost savings to a system like self-checkout, that goes into one of two places, only two places. One, increased profits for the owners, or two, reduced cost for the consumers. Those things are okay, but let's say, if you reduce costs by $1, let's split. Give 10 or 20 cents to the owner, 10 or 20 cents to savings, and then use the other 40 to 60 cents for making the experience of shopping better. And there's so many ways to do that. So that's where we have to start, is say, what do we do with the money we save by using self-checkout? And then the time you save using self-checkout is just a gravy or frosting or some kind of bonus, besides the extra savings or profits for the owners or the customers. We'll think about those kind of things tomorrow. Hello, Tuesday, June 29th, and another 10K. It's a little bit cooler today, but muggy and hard to find the motivation to go more than 10K. So talking about what could retailers do with employees other than lay them off, or other than laying most of them off, or all of them off, when they're replaced with self-checkout lines in a store. The simplest and easiest is just, let's have more people available on the floor so that when you're looking for something, there is somebody who can actually help you find it. Or if you have a question about a product, there's somebody who might be able to answer it. Because anybody who has ever shopped at Walmart knows that has not been their strong suit. Just being able to get any kind of basic assistance. Because tellers aren't good at that. They aren't free to answer questions and direct you to where things are. Sure, sometimes they can, but they're busy checking out most of the time. So if you could free them up from that, just running a cash register, and let them actually serve the customer, that would be helpful. And then there are ways to expand upon that and do even better. I'll talk about some of those tomorrow. Hello, it is Wednesday, June 30th, and just finished a 10K. So when we think about things that retail establishments could do with employees who did not have to be stuck at a cash register, some of the things are things they've done now that I think they could do more of. Like one of my favorite things to do when the girls were growing up was visit Home Depot or Lowe's on the weekends, when one day a week for a couple hours in the morning they had craft kits and projects, small project builds for kids, and it was great. Really enjoyed that. They were free, so if employees were taken out from behind a cash register, maybe they could run more things like that. Imagine if in your grocery store a cash register person was free to set up displays where they actually showed how to cook something. How many people know we should be eating more vegetables, but how do you even prepare cauliflower or broccoli so that it doesn't overcooked in a soggy, mushy mess that tastes terrible? There are ways people could be working and serving us as customers, and thereby the business, better than just running a cash register. That's not anything that's that rewarding an activity. So if we could stop doing that, I don't know that it would be a bad thing. Think of some more ideas and mention them tomorrow. Hello, we are a ways from home for a quick getaway camping weekend. I actually ran yesterday and forgot to vlog it, or didn't really forget. I got back and the camp cook was impatient to get supper started, so I didn't vlog. So I want to close off this discussion about self-checkout lines by pointing out again what we really need to do is think out of the box and stop thinking of just using them as a way to eliminate jobs, and look at them as a way of opening up opportunities in other places. Aside from the basic customer service ideas I've already mentioned, think of I think of the kids at Palm Springs High School who, until recently, before the program was axed, used to have a really nice strings program where they studied guitar and violin and cello and stringed instruments. But of course, that program has been axed, in part because people feel like that doesn't lead to a job. But if you had a choice of going to a store where the high school kids just out of high school for their opening job could stand there running a cash register all day, or they could just provide some ambient music as a string quartet or something, where would you shop? And that's what we have to do, is push employees to look at that. You know, if people could get out from behind the cash register and work on the grounds and give us some green space that gave you, a little gardening area at your local grocery store, wouldn't that be nice? Our theater, where they don't have as many people running the snack bar because you have self-serve drinks and things, has a room that they run as a daycare. Imagine if when you went grocery shopping, instead of trying to wedge your kid into that cart and keep them from grabbing things off the shelves, you could drop them in a room where somebody could help entertain them and enrich them, read a story to them. These are the things we have to find that could make people's work experience better, our shopping experience better, and it could be a win-win. We have to stop thinking we're doing anybody favors by preserving their job, standing on their feet, running a cash register all day. That's my take on the issue right now anyway. So let me know what you think down in the comments, and I will talk to you again. Till next time, don't forget to be awesome, and I will talk to you again soon, hopefully.